If you think about the progress that we've made over the last 20 years and you extrapolate that forward, it's just incredible. But I think extrapolating it forward isn't sufficient because the pace at which we're advancing is accelerating. So you have to take the second derivative action, of the thing. And that's really hard to imagine. But I think we'll be able to already starting to be able to manipulate genes. We understand the genetic basis of disease to intervene. We'll find ways to intervene safely. I mean, nobody intervenes now in like changing genomes, right? You could change a genome with CRISPR, or you can do other things. There's still some safety concerns. Those are not adequately addressed yet. And then, of course, there are a lot of ethical concerns that people have as well.
Sure.
But over time, we'll figure out how to do that safely and change a gene that gives you a predisposition to atherosclerosis or Alzheimer's or whatever to avoid those, minimize those. And so I think the combination of genetics and you can't figure all this out just by laboratory experiments. A lot of it has to be guided computationally. It's amazing. Understanding brain circuits, being able to intervene in, psychiatric issues, depression, or.
Yeah, I think neurological diseases are a huge,
So
area of opportunity, and also the aging population in the world are all areas that will need focus.
So if you think about now, are we pretty confident we can tell you if you were to, like we take a blood sample today and tell you if you get COVID, you are or you are not going to have a bad outcome. If that were a simple diagnostic test that could be run by a hospital lab rather than a really complicated test, that would be huge, right? Then you could do your clinical trials only in those people who are going to have bad outcomes. So you would save money because you're not treating a lot of people who don't need your treatment. I think it's highly ethical to do that because, every drug has side effects. And if people aren't going to benefit or they don't need it, but you expose them to the side effects anyway, that's not really an ethical thing to do.
Just for the audience, that's a term called pharmacogenomics, trying to understand how your genetic makeup affects your response to drugs, which is, of course, a super exciting area of research and one that involves lots of computation and lots of measurements and lots of analysis. The opportunities are immense.
So I think all that's going to change. So, the one thing that could get in the way, not the one thing, but, we have to keep funding the industry well. It has to keep providing a return to investors so they, keep funding it. I don't think this is a discussion on drug prices, but there are certain solutions to drug prices that would crush that. I mean, there are other solutions that wouldn't, so it's not an insoluble problem, but some of the knee-jerk reactions, I think, would just crush it. So, as long as we have the right social environment, I think, the students who are now in school can expect to have longer, healthier lives than we have, and we already have longer, healthier lives than my parents had.